What if the universe isn't just an endless expanse of cold, lifeless matter? What if instead it pulses with a kind of existence we're only beginning to understand? Carl Sagan once said, "Somewhere something incredible is waiting to be known." And today we're diving into a question that might just redefine how we see everything around us. Is the cosmos alive? This isn't just a philosophical musing. It's a question that scientists, thinkers, and dreamers have grappled with for centuries. And in this video, we'll explore 15 perspectives that could completely shift your understanding of the universe. From the eerie intelligence of black holes to the possibility that stars themselves might possess a form of life, we're about to uncover ideas that will challenge what you thought you knew. So, are you ready to see the cosmos in a whole new light? What if the stars above aren't just distant lights, but something far more extraordinary? Let's find out. What if the Earth isn't just a rock floating in space, but a living, breathing entity? This is the core idea behind the Gaia Hypothesis, proposed by scientist James Lovelock in the 1970s. He suggested that our planet functions like a single, self-regulating organism, maintaining conditions that allow life to thrive. Think of it like this: the Earth's atmosphere, oceans, and ecosystems work together in a delicate balance, almost as if they're part of a larger, conscious system. But what if this idea doesn't stop at Earth? What if the entire cosmos operates in a similar way? Cosmic consciousness theories take this concept even further, proposing that the universe itself might possess a form of awareness. Imagine galaxies not as isolated structures, but as interconnected nodes in a vast thinking network. Some scientists and philosophers argue that the universe's complexity, its ability to evolve, adapt, and even produce life, could hint at a kind of cosmic intelligence. As Lovelock once put it, the universe is not just a collection of objects, but a community of subjects. This perspective challenges the traditional view of the universe as cold, lifeless matter. Instead, it paints a picture of a cosmos that's alive, dynamic, and perhaps even aware. Consider the way galaxies interact, forming intricate webs of matter and energy over billions of years. Could these interactions be more than just random events? Could they be part of a larger, conscious process? So here's a question to ponder. If the universe is alive, what does that mean for us? Are we merely passengers in this vast cosmic dance, or are we participants in something far greater? The idea that the cosmos might possess consciousness invites us to rethink not just our place in the universe, but our connection to it. And that's just the beginning, because as we'll see, the cosmos might hold even more surprises waiting to be uncovered. Imagine the universe not as a vast, empty void, but as a living, breathing organism, an entity that grows, evolves, and even reproduces. This is the second perspective we'll explore, the idea that the cosmos might function like a colossal living system. Picture galaxies as the cells of this immense organism, each one playing a role in the greater whole. Dark matter, that mysterious substance that makes up most of the universe's mass, could be seen as the lifeblood, flowing through the cosmic veins and connecting everything in an intricate, invisible web. Physicist Lee Smolin has proposed a fascinating theory that takes this analogy even further. He suggests that the universe evolves and reproduces much like a living species. In this view, black holes aren't just destructive forces, they might be the cosmic seeds from which new universes are born. When a black hole forms, it could create the conditions for a new universe to spring into existence with its own unique laws of physics. This idea paints the universe as a dynamic, ever-changing entity, constantly giving birth to new realms beyond our comprehension. Think of the universe's growth like a tree branching out in countless directions. Each branch represents a new universe born from the collapse of a star or the collision of galaxies. Over billions of years, these branches grow, intertwine, and create a tapestry of unimaginable complexity. The Big Bang, then, might not have been an isolated event. It could have been the birth cry of a cosmic being, a moment when the universe itself came to life. So here's a question to consider. If the universe is alive, constantly evolving and reproducing, what does that mean for our understanding of existence? Are we living in just one of countless cosmic offspring, each with its own unique story? This perspective invites us to see the cosmos not as a static backdrop, but as a dynamic, living entity, one that's still growing, still changing, and still full of mysteries waiting to be uncovered. And as we continue to explore these ideas, we'll find that the universe might hold even more surprises, challenging us to rethink everything we thought we knew. What other secrets might the cosmos be hiding? Let's keep digging deeper. Now, let's shift our gaze to the quantum realm, where the rules of physics seem to bend in ways that defy our everyday understanding. Quantum entanglement, one of the most baffling phenomena in science, suggests that particles can become linked in such a way that the state of one instantly influences the state of another, no matter how far apart they are. Albert Einstein famously called this spooky action at a distance, and for good reason. It's as if the universe has an invisible thread tying everything together, a kind of cosmic glue that transcends space and time. Take, for example, an experiment where two entangled particles are separated by thousands of miles. When one particle is measured and its state is determined, the other particle instantaneously mirrors that state, as if they're in constant communication. This isn't science fiction. It's been demonstrated repeatedly in labs around the world. Niels Bohr, one of the pioneers of quantum mechanics, once said, "Everything we call real is made of things that cannot be regarded as real." And in the world of quantum entanglement, reality seems to blur into something far more interconnected than we ever imagined. David Bohm, another visionary physicist, took this idea even further. He proposed that the universe operates like a hologram where every part contains the whole. In his view, the apparent separateness of objects is an illusion, a surface-level reality masking a deeper, unified fabric. This concept, known as the implicate order, suggests that the universe is a single, coherent system where every particle, every star, and every galaxy is intimately connected. So what does this mean for the idea of a living cosmos? If particles can instantaneously influence each other across vast distances, could the universe itself be a vast, interconnected network of consciousness? Some thinkers argue that quantum entanglement might be evidence of a cosmic mind, a kind of universal awareness that binds everything together. The implications are staggering. If everything is connected at such a fundamental level, then perhaps the universe isn't just a collection of separate objects, but a living, breathing entity with its own form of intelligence. This leads us to a profound question. If the universe is so deeply interconnected, could we, as humans, be part of a universal consciousness? Are our thoughts, our actions, and even our existence woven into the fabric of this cosmic web? The idea challenges us to rethink not only our place in the universe, but also our relationship to it. As we continue to explore these mind-bending concepts, one thing becomes clear: the universe is far more mysterious and interconnected than we ever imagined. And if quantum entanglement is any indication, the cosmos might be alive in ways we're only beginning to grasp. What other secrets might this cosmic web of connectivity hold? Let's keep unraveling the mystery together. Now, let's turn our attention to two of the most enigmatic forces shaping the universe: dark energy and dark matter. Together, they make up roughly 95% of everything that exists, yet we can't see them, touch them, or even fully understand them. These invisible giants are the architects of the cosmos, silently shaping its structure and driving its expansion. But what if their role goes beyond mere physics? What if dark energy and dark matter are the hidden mechanisms of a living universe? Consider dark matter first. This mysterious substance doesn't emit light or interact with electromagnetic forces, yet its gravitational pull is what holds galaxies together. Without it, stars would fly apart, and the universe as we know it wouldn't exist. Vera Rubin, the pioneering astrophysicist who provided some of the first evidence for dark matter, described it as the scaffolding of the cosmos. Just as the skeleton supports the body, dark matter provides the framework that allows galaxies to form and evolve. Then there's dark energy, an even more elusive force. Discovered in the late 1990s, dark energy is what's causing the universe to expand at an accelerating rate. Think of it like this: if the universe were a balloon, dark energy would be the unseen hand inflating it faster and faster. Some cosmologists have even likened dark energy to the breath of the universe, a force that gives it life, driving its growth and ensuring it never stagnates. But here's where things get truly fascinating. If dark energy is the breath and dark matter is the skeleton, could the universe itself be a kind of living organism? Could these forces be the unseen processes that sustain its existence? Much like the unseen processes that keep our bodies alive, the parallels are striking. Just as our cells work together to maintain our health, dark matter and dark energy seem to work in concert to maintain the universe's structure and vitality. So let's ask a bold question: could dark energy be the pulse of a living cosmos? If the universe is expanding, growing, and evolving, could this mysterious force be the heartbeat that keeps it alive? The idea invites us to see the universe not as a static collection of stars and planets, but as a dynamic, ever-changing entity, one that's still full of mysteries waiting to be unraveled. As we continue to explore these profound ideas, one thing becomes clear: the universe is far more than the sum of its visible parts. Dark energy and dark matter remind us that there's so much more to discover, so much more to understand. And as we peel back the layers of these cosmic mysteries, we might just find that the universe is alive in ways we've only begun to imagine. Now, picture the universe not as a scattered collection of galaxies, but as a vast, interconnected network, a cosmic web stretching across the unimaginable expanse of space. This intricate structure, made up of galaxies, gas, and dark matter, forms a delicate lattice that binds everything together. But what's truly astonishing is how closely this cosmic web resembles something much closer to home: the neural networks in the human brain. When you look at a map of the cosmic web with its filaments of galaxies threading through the void, the resemblance to the brain's neurons and synapses is uncanny. Both systems are built on connections, with nodes linked by thin, delicate threads. In the brain, these connections allow us to think, feel, and process information. In the cosmos, they form the backbone of the universe itself. Astrophysicist Richard Gott once remarked, "The universe is like a giant brain, with galaxies as its neurons and dark matter as the wiring." This striking resemblance has led some scientists to speculate: could the cosmic web be more than just a physical structure? Could it be a kind of universal network, a thinking entity on a scale we can barely comprehend? The idea isn't as far-fetched as it might seem. Just as the brain's complexity gives rise to consciousness, the universe's vast network of galaxies and dark matter might be the foundation of a cosmic mind. One theory, proposed by physicist Dmitry Kryalkov, suggests that the universe's structure could function like a giant computer, processing information on a scale that defies human understanding. In this view, every galaxy, every star, and every particle could be part of a cosmic computation, a vast system of thought unfolding over billions of years. The cosmic web, then, might not just be a map of the universe, it could be the universe's way of thinking. So let's pause for a moment and ask ourselves, if the cosmic web is the universe's neural network, what does that mean for us? Are we, as conscious beings, part of this universal thought process, or are we mere observers, glimpsing fragments of a grand cosmic mind at work? The idea invites us to see the universe not as a cold, lifeless void, but as a living, thinking entity, one that's constantly evolving, processing, and perhaps even dreaming. As we explore these mind-expanding concepts, one thing becomes clear: the universe is far more interconnected and mysterious than we ever imagined. The cosmic web reminds us that we're part of something vast and extraordinary, a network of thought and energy that spans the cosmos. And as we continue to unravel its secrets, we might just find that the universe is alive in ways we've only begun to understand. What if the universe isn't just a random collection of particles and forces, but a carefully calibrated system designed to support life? This is the heart of the Anthropic Principle, a concept that has fascinated scientists and philosophers for decades. At its core, the Anthropic Principle suggests that the universe's fundamental constants like gravity, the speed of light, and the strength of nuclear forces are so precisely tuned that even the slightest variation would make life impossible. It's as if the cosmos has been set up with life in mind, a cosmic stage perfectly arranged for the emergence of beings like us. Stephen Hawking once described this fine-tuning as remarkable, noting that if the universe's constants were even slightly different, stars wouldn't form, atoms wouldn't hold together, and life as we know it couldn't exist. Take, for example, the cosmological constant which governs the expansion of the universe. If it were just a tiny bit larger, galaxies would never have formed. If it were smaller, the universe would have collapsed back on itself long before life had a chance to emerge. These precise values seem almost too perfect to be accidental. But what does this mean for the idea of a living cosmos? Some argue that the universe's fine-tuning points to a deeper purpose, a kind of cosmic intentionality. Could the universe be alive because it was designed to be? This perspective doesn't necessarily require belief in a creator or higher power. Instead, it raises the possibility that the universe itself operates with a kind of inherent purpose, a self-organizing principle that drives it toward complexity and life. Think of it like a seed programmed to grow into a tree. The seed contains all the instructions it needs to become something far greater than itself. In the same way, the universe's finely tuned constants might be the instructions that allow it to evolve into a living, thriving system. This idea challenges the notion of a cold, indifferent universe, instead suggesting that the cosmos is imbued with a kind of inherent vitality, a drive to create and sustain life. So here's a question to ponder. If the universe is finely tuned for life, does that mean it's alive in some way? Or is it simply a neutral backdrop, a stage where life happens to emerge by chance? The Anthropic Principle doesn't provide definitive answers, but it invites us to consider the possibility that the universe is more than just a collection of random events. It might be a living, purposeful entity, one that has been fine-tuned not just for life, but for the emergence of consciousness itself. As we continue to explore these profound ideas, one thing becomes clear: the universe's fine-tuning is a mystery that challenges our understanding of existence. Whether it's evidence of a living cosmos or simply a remarkable coincidence, it reminds us that the universe is far more intricate and intentional than we often realize. And as we delve deeper into these mysteries, we might just uncover even more clues about the true nature of the cosmos and our place within it: time. It's the one constant in our lives, ticking away second by second, minute by minute. But what if time isn't just a linear progression, a straight line from past to future? What if it's something far more dynamic, a tool the universe uses to grow, evolve, and perhaps even live? This is the seventh perspective we'll explore, the role of time in a living cosmos. Philosophers and physicists have long debated the true nature of time. In our everyday experience, it feels like a river flowing in one direction, but in the realm of theoretical physics, time might be far more fluid. Take the theory of eternalism, for example. This idea suggests that past, present, and future aren't separate, they all coexist, like frames in a film strip. The past isn't gone, and the future isn't unwritten. They exist simultaneously, part of a timeless, interconnected whole. As the philosopher J.M.E. McTaggart famously argued, time might not be a fundamental feature of reality, but rather a way we perceive it. Now, let's take this idea a step further. If time isn't linear, what if it's a tool the universe uses to grow and evolve? Think of time as the heartbeat of the cosmos, a rhythm that drives its expansion and transformation. Just as our hearts pump blood to keep us alive, time might be the pulse that keeps the universe vibrant and dynamic. Physicist Julian Barber has described time as a sequence of nows, each moment a snapshot in the universe's ongoing story. In this view, time isn't just a passive backdrop, it's an active participant, shaping the cosmos as it unfolds. Consider the way galaxies form and stars are born. These processes take billions of years, yet they're part of a grand cosmic timeline. Time allows the universe to experiment, to create complexity, and to evolve. Without time, there would be no growth, no change, no life. Could it be that time is the mechanism through which the universe expresses its vitality? This leads us to a profound question. If time is the heartbeat of the cosmos, what does that mean for our place within it? Are we simply moving through time, or are we part of its rhythm? The idea invites us to see ourselves not as separate from the universe, but as integral to its ongoing story. So let's reflect on this. Is time the universe's way of staying alive, of ensuring its growth and evolution? As we ponder this question, we're reminded that the cosmos is far more mysterious and interconnected than we often realize. And if time is indeed the heartbeat of the universe, then perhaps we're all part of its pulse, connected to something vast and extraordinary. What other secrets might time hold? As we continue our journey, we'll uncover even more perspectives that challenge our understanding of the cosmos and our place within it. Imagine stepping into a room filled with mirrors, each one reflecting not just your image but the entire world around you. Now picture the universe as one giant mirror, except instead of reflecting light, it's reflecting information. This is the essence of the holographic principle, a mind-bending idea that suggests our three-dimensional reality might be nothing more than a projection of data encoded on a two-dimensional surface. It's as if the universe is a cosmic hologram, a shimmering illusion that belies a deeper, hidden truth. The holographic principle was first proposed by physicist Leonard Susskind and later expanded upon by others like Gerard T. Hooft. At its core, the theory suggests that all the information needed to describe our universe, every star, planet, and particle, could be stored on its outer boundary, much like a movie encoded on a DVD. What we perceive as reality, then, might just be the movie playing out from this vast cosmic disk. To grasp this idea, think of a hologram you might see on a credit card or a concert ticket. It's a flat image that creates the illusion of depth, a three-dimensional picture emerging from a two-dimensional surface. Now scale that up to the size of the universe. What if everything we see, the galaxies, the stars, even ourselves, is just a projection of information encoded on the universe's boundary? It's a staggering thought, one that challenges our most basic assumptions about reality. But here's where things get even more intriguing. If the universe is a hologram, what does that say about its nature? Could it imply that the cosmos is more than just a collection of physical objects? Some physicists and philosophers have suggested that the holographic principle might hint at a living, conscious universe. After all, if the universe is essentially a projection of information, then perhaps that information isn't static, it's dynamic, evolving, and perhaps even aware. Consider the human brain for a moment. It's often described as a kind of biological computer, processing information to create our thoughts, emotions, and perceptions. Now imagine the universe as a cosmic brain, with its boundary acting like a vast hard drive storing the data needed to generate reality. If that's the case, could the universe itself be a form of consciousness, constantly processing and projecting the information that makes up our existence? This leads us to a profound question. If the universe is a hologram, who or what is projecting it? Is it a cosmic intelligence, a higher dimensional being, or something entirely beyond our comprehension? The idea invites us to see the cosmos not as a random collection of matter, but as a living, thinking entity, one that's constantly creating and sustaining the reality we experience. As we reflect on this perspective, one thing becomes clear: the universe is far stranger and more interconnected than we ever imagined. The holographic principle challenges us to rethink not just the nature of reality, but our place within it. And as we continue to explore these ideas, we might just find that the cosmos is alive in ways we've only begun to grasp. What if consciousness isn't just a byproduct of the human brain, but a fundamental feature of the universe itself? This is the ninth perspective we'll explore, the idea that consciousness might be woven into the very fabric of reality. It's a concept that bridges the gap between science and philosophy, challenging us to rethink not just what the universe is, but how it experiences itself. At the heart of this idea is quantum mechanics, the branch of physics that deals with the behavior of particles at the smallest scales. One of the most puzzling phenomena in quantum mechanics is the observer effect, which suggests that the act of observation can change the outcome of an experiment. For example, in the famous double-slit experiment, particles behave differently when they're being watched. They seem to know they're being observed, as if consciousness itself plays a role in shaping reality. This has led some thinkers, like physicist Roger Penrose, to propose that consciousness might be a fundamental aspect of the universe. Penrose, along with anesthesiologist Stuart Hameroff, developed the orchestrated objective reduction theory, which suggests that consciousness arises from quantum processes in the brain. But they take it a step further. If consciousness is rooted in quantum mechanics, then perhaps it's not just a human trait, it's a cosmic one. Imagine the universe as a vast, interconnected system where consciousness isn't confined to living beings. Instead, it might permeate everything from the tiniest particles to the largest galaxies. In this view, the universe isn't just a collection of matter and energy. It's a conscious entity aware of itself through the minds that observe it. As Penrose once said, consciousness is the phenomenon whereby the universe's very existence is made known. But what does this mean for us? If consciousness is a fundamental feature of the universe, then our awareness might be more than just a personal experience. It could be a way for the cosmos to know itself. Think of it like this: when you look up at the stars, you're not just observing the universe, you're participating in its self-awareness. Your thoughts, your perceptions, and even your sense of wonder might be part of a larger, universal consciousness. So here's a question to reflect on. Is the universe aware of itself through us? Are we, as conscious beings, the eyes and ears of the cosmos, giving it the ability to perceive its own existence? This idea invites us to see ourselves not as separate from the universe, but as integral to its very nature. As we continue to explore these profound questions, one thing becomes clear: the universe is far more mysterious and interconnected than we often realize. Whether consciousness is a cosmic phenomenon or a human one, it challenges us to see the cosmos in a new light. not as a cold, lifeless void, but as a living, aware entity full of wonder and possibility. And as we delve deeper into these mysteries, we might just uncover even more clues about the true nature of reality and our place within it. Now, let's stretch our imaginations even further and consider a universe that isn't alone, a cosmos that's part of something far grander. This brings us to the 10th perspective, the multiverse. What if our universe is just one of countless others, each with its own unique laws of physics, its own stars, and perhaps even its own forms of life? This isn't just science fiction, it's a serious idea explored by some of the brightest minds in physics, including string theorist Brian Greene. The multiverse theory suggests that our universe might be one of many, like a single bubble in an infinite sea of cosmic foam. In this view, every bubble represents a separate universe, each with its own distinct properties. Some universes might have stronger gravity, while others could have entirely different particles or forces. And just as a garden thrives with a diversity of plants, the multiverse could be a cosmic ecosystem, teeming with infinite possibilities. Brian Greene often uses the metaphor of a cosmic garden to describe this idea. Imagine walking through a vast botanical garden where every flower is unique, every tree a different species. Now scale that up to the size of the multiverse. Each universe is like a different plant in the garden, growing and evolving according to its own rules. Some might flourish while others wither away. But together they create a rich tapestry of existence, a living, breathing network of universes. But what does this mean for the idea of a living cosmos? If the multiverse is a cosmic garden, could it also be a living system? Some theorists suggest that the multiverse might function like a vast, interconnected organism, with universes interacting, influencing, and perhaps even communicating with one another. Just as ecosystems on Earth rely on diversity to thrive, the multiverse might depend on the endless variety of universes to sustain its vitality. So let's ask a thought-provoking question. If the multiverse is alive, what role does our universe play in this cosmic ecosystem? Are we just one leaf on the tree of existence, or is there something more to our place in this vast garden? The idea invites us to see ourselves not as isolated inhabitants of a single universe, but as part of a much larger, interconnected whole. As we ponder this perspective, one thing becomes clear: the multiverse challenges us to rethink the scale of existence. It's a reminder that the cosmos is far more expansive and mysterious than we often realize. And as we continue to explore these ideas, we might just find that the universe, or multiverse, is alive in ways we've only begun to imagine. Now, let's turn our attention to one of the most enigmatic and awe-inspiring phenomena in the cosmos: black holes. These cosmic giants, with their immense gravitational pull, have long fascinated scientists and dreamers alike. But what if black holes aren't just destructive forces, devouring everything in their path? What if they play a vital role in the life of the universe, acting as its organs, recycling matter and energy in ways we're only beginning to understand? Imagine the universe as a living organism, constantly evolving and maintaining balance. In this view, black holes might serve as cosmic recycling centers, taking in matter and energy and transforming them into something new. Stephen Hawking once described black holes as the ultimate recyclers, suggesting that what goes into a black hole doesn't just disappear, it's repurposed, contributing to the ongoing cycle of cosmic life. Think of it like this: just as our bodies process nutrients to sustain us, black holes might process matter and energy to sustain the universe, but the role of black holes might go even further. Some theories propose that black holes could be gateways to other dimensions or universes, portals through which matter and energy are transported to entirely new realms. Physicist Leonard Susskind has speculated that black holes might be the cosmic equivalent of wormholes, connecting distant parts of the universe, or even different universes altogether. In this scenario, black holes aren't just endpoints, they're bridges, pathways to places beyond our current understanding. To grasp this idea, picture a black hole as a cosmic whirlpool. As matter spirals into its depths, it's compressed to unimaginable densities, creating conditions that defy the laws of physics as we know them. But instead of being destroyed, this matter might emerge somewhere else, perhaps in another universe or a different part of our own. It's a process that could be seen as the universe's way of regenerating itself, constantly renewing and reshaping the fabric of existence. So, here's a question to reflect on. Could black holes be the universe's way of staying alive, of ensuring its growth and evolution? If they're truly the cosmic organs recycling matter and energy, then perhaps they're essential to the universe's vitality. This perspective challenges us to see black holes not as terrifying voids, but as integral to the life of the cosmos, playing a role that's as mysterious as it is profound. As we explore these ideas, one thing becomes clear: black holes are far more than just gravitational monsters. They might be the key to understanding how the universe sustains itself, how it grows, and how it evolves. And as we continue to unravel their mysteries, we might just find that black holes are not only the universe's recyclers, they're also its architects, shaping the cosmos in ways we've only begun to imagine. What other secrets might these cosmic giants hold? As we delve deeper, we'll uncover even more perspectives that challenge our understanding of the universe and our place within it. Let's zoom out for a moment and consider the universe not just as a collection of objects, but as a system, a vast, interconnected network where order emerges from chaos. This is the heart of the 12th perspective, the universe as a self-organizing system. From the swirling arms of galaxies to the intricate patterns of life on Earth, the cosmos seems to have an uncanny ability to arrange itself into complex, dynamic structures. But how does this happen, and what does it say about the universe's nature? At the core of this idea is the principle of self-organization, a phenomenon where systems spontaneously develop order without external direction. Think of a flock of birds moving in unison or a snowflake forming its intricate crystalline structure. These examples show how simple rules can give rise to astonishing complexity. In the universe, this principle operates on a cosmic scale. Galaxies, for instance, aren't just random collections of stars, they're finely tuned systems where gravity, motion, and energy interact to create spiral arms, clusters, and superstructures. One of the most striking examples of self-organization is found in fractals, those infinitely repeating patterns that appear in everything from coastlines to ferns. Fractals are mathematical marvels where a single formula generates endless complexity. The universe itself seems to exhibit fractal-like behavior, with galaxies clustering into larger structures that mirror the patterns of smaller ones. This suggests a kind of cosmic blueprint, a set of simple rules that guide the universe's development. Systems theorists like Ilya Prigogine have explored how self-organization drives the evolution of complex systems. Prigogine's work on dissipative structures shows how systems far from equilibrium like stars, galaxies, or even living organisms can create order out of chaos. In his view, the universe isn't just a passive collection of matter and energy. It's an active, evolving entity, constantly reorganizing itself into higher forms of complexity. Take life on Earth as an example. From simple molecules to complex organisms, life emerges through self-organization, following the laws of chemistry and physics. But could this process extend beyond Earth? Could the universe itself be a living, evolving system, constantly organizing itself into higher forms of existence? Some scientists and philosophers argue that self-organization isn't just a feature of the universe, it's evidence of its vitality. So let's ask a question: is the universe constantly organizing itself into higher forms of life? If so, what does that mean for us? Are we part of this grand cosmic process, or are we mere observers, watching as the universe unfolds its infinite potential? This perspective invites us to see the cosmos not as a static backdrop, but as a dynamic, evolving entity, one that's always in motion, always creating, always becoming. And as we continue to explore these ideas, we might just find that the universe is far more alive, far more intentional than we ever imagined. What if life isn't just a passenger in the universe, but an active participant, a force that shapes the very fabric of reality? This brings us to the 13th perspective, the role of life in shaping the cosmos. It's a bold idea, one that challenges the traditional view of life as a mere byproduct of the universe. Instead, it suggests that life might be central to the universe's existence, a key player in its ongoing story. At the heart of this idea is the biocentric universe theory, proposed by scientist and philosopher Robert Lanza. He argues that life and consciousness aren't accidental outcomes of the universe, they are fundamental to it. In his words, the universe is fine-tuned for life because life creates the universe. Imagine that for a moment. Instead of life emerging from the universe might emerge from life. It's a reversal of perspective that turns everything we thought we knew on its head. To understand this, let's look at how life has shaped our own planet. Earth's atmosphere, for example, was transformed by the emergence of photosynthetic organisms billions of years ago. These tiny life forms didn't just adapt to their environment, they fundamentally altered it, creating the oxygen-rich air we breathe today. Life, in this sense, doesn't just exist within the cosmos, it actively reshapes it, leaving a lasting imprint on the universe. Now let's zoom out to the cosmic scale. If life can transform a planet, could it also influence the universe as a whole? Some theorists suggest that the act of observation, something only conscious beings can do, might play a role in shaping reality. This idea ties back to quantum mechanics, where the observer effect shows that particles behave differently when they're being observed. If consciousness can influence particles, could it also influence the universe on a grander scale? Robert Lanza takes this idea even further, proposing that the universe itself might be a construct of consciousness. In his view, time and space aren't external realities, they're tools our minds use to make sense of the world. The universe is not out there, independent of us, he writes. We are creating it as we go. This perspective invites us to see the universe not as a static backdrop, but as a dynamic, living entity, one that's shaped by the life within it. So let's pause and reflect. Is the universe alive because we are alive? Could our consciousness, our very existence, be the spark that gives the cosmos its vitality? This isn't just a philosophical question. It's a profound challenge to how we see ourselves and our place in the universe. As we explore this perspective, one thing becomes clear: life might be far more than a fleeting moment in the cosmic timeline. It could be the driving force behind the universe's existence, a creative power that shapes reality itself. And as we continue to unravel these mysteries, we might just find that the cosmos is not only alive, it's alive because of us. What other roles might life play in the grand tapestry of the universe? As we delve deeper, the answers may reveal a cosmos that's more interconnected and vibrant than we ever imagined. Now let's take a step into one of the most profound and mind-expanding ideas yet: the universe as a cosmic mind. What if the cosmos isn't just a vast expanse of matter and energy, but a thinking, reasoning entity, a mind on a scale so immense that its thoughts manifest as the physical reality we experience every day? This perspective, which bridges ancient philosophy and cutting-edge science, challenges us to see the universe not as a lifeless machine, but as a living, conscious being. The idea of a cosmic mind isn't new. Ancient philosophers like Plato and the Stoics pondered the notion of a universal intellect, a kind of divine reason governing the cosmos. In Eastern traditions, concepts like the Brahman in Hinduism or the Tao in Taoism describe a universal consciousness that permeates all things. These ancient thinkers saw the universe not as a collection of separate objects, but as a unified thinking whole. Fast forward to the modern era, and you'll find echoes of this idea in the work of physicists and cosmologists. John Archibald Wheeler, a pioneer of quantum mechanics, famously proposed that the universe might be a participatory universe, where observers play a crucial role in shaping reality. He suggested that consciousness and the physical world are deeply intertwined, with the act of observation bringing the universe into existence. In his words, we are not only observers. We are participators. In some strange sense, this is a participatory universe. To grasp this concept, imagine the universe as a vast cosmic brain. Each star, each galaxy, and each particle might be like a neuron, firing and connecting in ways that generate thoughts, ideas, and even dreams. These cosmic thoughts could manifest as the physical laws and structures we observe, everything from the spiral arms of galaxies to the intricate patterns of life on Earth. In this view, the universe isn't just a stage, it's the playwright, the actor, and the audience all at once. Consider the holographic principle, which we explored earlier. If the universe is a projection of information encoded on its boundary, could that information be the thoughts of a cosmic mind? Physicist David Bohm once described reality as an implicate order, a hidden, interconnected fabric where everything is part of a single, coherent whole. In this framework, the universe's thoughts, its implicate order, unfold into the explicit reality we perceive. So, here's a question to reflect on. If the universe is a cosmic mind, are we its thoughts? Are the stars, the planets, and even our own consciousness part of an ongoing cosmic dream? This idea invites us to see ourselves not as separate from the universe, but as expressions of its inner life, fragments of a vast, universal consciousness. As we explore this perspective, one thing becomes clear. The universe is far more mysterious and interconnected than we often realize. Whether it's the ancient wisdom of philosophers or the groundbreaking theories of modern physicists, the idea of a cosmic mind challenges us to rethink not just the nature of reality, but our place within it. And as we ponder these profound questions, we might just find that the cosmos is not only alive, it's dreaming, thinking, and perhaps even imagining us into existence. What other mysteries might the cosmic mind hold? As we continue our journey, the answers may reveal a universe that's far more vibrant and sentient than we ever imagined. What lies ahead for a universe that pulses with life? As we peer into the distant future, the fate of a living cosmos becomes a question that stretches both our imagination and our understanding of existence. Theories about the universe's ultimate destiny range from the bleak to the breathtaking, each offering a unique glimpse into what might come next. If the universe is alive, then its future isn't just a matter of physics, it's a story of evolution, transformation, and perhaps even rebirth. One of the most widely discussed scenarios is the heat death of the universe, a fate first proposed by the 19th century physicist Lord Kelvin. In this vision, the universe gradually exhausts its energy, stars burn out, and galaxies fade into darkness. Over trillions of years, the cosmos becomes a cold, lifeless void where no new stars are born and no new life can emerge. It's a somber picture, one that suggests the universe, even if alive, might eventually succumb to entropy, the relentless force that drives all systems toward chaos. But not all theories point to such a bleak ending. Some cosmologists, like Roger Penrose, propose a more cyclical vision of the universe's future. Penrose's conformal cyclic cosmology suggests that the universe might not end in heat death, but instead undergo a kind of cosmic rebirth. In this model, the universe expands and cools until it reaches a state of near nothingness. But instead of staying that way, it undergoes a transformation, resetting itself into a new Big Bang. Imagine the universe as a phoenix rising from its own ashes to begin anew. If the cosmos is alive, could this cycle of death and rebirth be its way of sustaining itself, a cosmic heartbeat that never truly stops? Another fascinating idea comes from physicist Lee Smolin, who suggests that the universe might evolve like a living organism, adapting and reproducing over time. In his theory of cosmological natural selection, universes give birth to new universes through black holes, each with slightly different physical constants. Over countless generations, universes that are better at producing black holes, and thus new universes become more common. If this is true, then the universe's future might be one of endless diversity, a cosmic family tree branching out into infinity. So let's pause and reflect. If the universe is alive, what will it become? Will it fade into a cold, eternal silence, or will it find a way to renew itself, creating new possibilities for life and consciousness? The answer might lie in the interplay between entropy and creativity, destruction and rebirth. As we ponder these possibilities, one thing becomes clear: the universe's future is as mysterious as its past. Whether it's headed toward heat death, cosmic rebirth, or something entirely beyond our understanding, the journey is far from over. And if the cosmos is indeed alive, then its story is still being written, a story in which we, as conscious beings, might play a small but meaningful part. What role will we, or our descendants, have in shaping the universe's destiny? Could our actions, our discoveries, or even our consciousness influence the cosmic future? These are questions that remind us of our profound connection to the cosmos, a connection that invites us to dream, to explore, and to wonder about the infinite possibilities that lie ahead. Long before telescopes and quantum physics, ancient cultures looked to the stars and sensed something profound: a living, breathing cosmos. For them, the universe wasn't a cold, mechanical place. It was vibrant, interconnected, and filled with purpose. Take the ancient Greeks, for instance. Philosophers like Plato and Pythagoras spoke of the world soul, a living essence that permeated the universe, binding all things together. In his dialogue Timaeus, Plato described the cosmos as a single living creature, a divine being that embodied order and harmony. This wasn't just poetic imagination, it was a way of understanding the universe as a living, conscious entity. Across the globe, indigenous traditions echoed similar ideas. The Navajo people, for example, have long believed in a concept called hajo, which translates to balance, beauty, and harmony. For them, the universe is a living system where everything, from the smallest pebble to the vast expanse of the sky, is interconnected and infused with spirit. Similarly, many indigenous Australian cultures view the cosmos as a dreaming, a living network of stories and relationships that shape the world. These traditions remind us that the idea of a living cosmos isn't new, it's a thread that runs through the tapestry of human history. Even in the Renaissance, the concept of a living universe persisted. Thinkers like Giordano Bruno, a philosopher and cosmologist, challenged the prevailing view of a static, Earth-centered universe. He envisioned an infinite cosmos teeming with life and intelligence. Bruno famously declared, "The universe is one, infinite, immobile. It is not capable of comprehension and therefore is endless and limitless, and to that extent infinite and indeterminable." His ideas were radical for his time, and tragically, they cost him his life. Yet they planted seeds for a new way of seeing the cosmos, not as a collection of inert objects, but as a dynamic, living whole. So, what does all this tell us? Have humans always sensed that the universe is alive? The answer seems to be yes. From the world soul of the Greeks to the dreaming of indigenous cultures, the idea of a living cosmos has been a recurring theme throughout history. These ancient perspectives weren't just abstract philosophies. They were born from a deep, intuitive connection to the world around us. As we look back at these historical views, we're reminded that the question of a living universe isn't just a modern scientific inquiry. It's a timeless human fascination, one that has shaped our understanding of the cosmos for millennia. And as we continue to explore this idea, perhaps we're not just uncovering the secrets of the universe, we're rediscovering something our ancestors knew all along. What might these ancient perspectives teach us about our place in the cosmos today? As we delve deeper, the answers may reveal a universe that's not only alive but deeply connected to the stories and wisdom of those who came before us. The idea of a living universe might sound like something out of science fiction, but what if science itself offers clues that point in this direction? Let's dive into the evidence cosmic phenomena that hint at a universe far more dynamic and interconnected than we ever imagined. Take cosmic background radiation, for instance. This faint glow, often called the afterglow of the Big Bang, fills the entire universe. It's the oldest light we can observe, a snapshot of the universe just 380,000 years after its birth. At first glance, it might seem like nothing more than a relic of the past, but some scientists see it as something more profound. Astrophysicist George Smoot, who won a Nobel Prize for his work on this radiation, described it as the handwriting of God. What if it's also the fingerprint of a living cosmos? The intricate patterns in this radiation reveal fluctuations in temperature and density, tiny ripples that eventually gave rise to galaxies, stars, and planets. Could these ripples be the universe's way of organizing itself, like the first stirrings of a living system? Then there's the formation of galaxies, a process that seems almost too precise to be random. Galaxies don't just scatter randomly across the cosmos. They form intricate structures like webs or filaments connected by vast strands of dark matter. These cosmic networks are eerily similar to the neural pathways in the human brain. Astrophysicist J. Richard Gott once compared the universe's structure to a cosmic neural network, suggesting that the universe might be organizing itself in ways that resemble a living system. The formation of galaxies, then, isn't just a physical process. It could be a sign of the universe's innate ability to grow, evolve, and perhaps even think. Consider, too, the role of feedback loops in the cosmos. On Earth, feedback loops are essential to life. Think of how ecosystems regulate themselves, balancing predator and prey, oxygen and carbon dioxide. In the universe, similar loops might exist. For example, when massive stars explode as supernova, they scatter heavy elements like iron and carbon across space. These elements become the building blocks for new stars, planets, and even life itself. It's a cosmic cycle of creation and destruction, one that keeps the universe vibrant and ever-changing. Could these cycles be the universe's way of sustaining itself, like the heartbeat of a living organism? So here's a question to reflect on. What evidence would convince us that the universe is alive? Is it the patterns in cosmic background radiation, the intricate structure of galaxies, or the feedback loops that keep the cosmos in motion? Or is it something we haven't even discovered yet? The search for answers isn't just about uncovering the universe's secrets, it's about redefining what it means to be alive. As we explore these ideas, one thing becomes clear: the universe is far more than a collection of stars and planets. It might be a living, breathing entity full of processes and patterns that hint at a deeper, more mysterious truth. And as we continue to study these phenomena, we might just find that the cosmos isn't just alive, it's inviting us to see ourselves as part of its grand, unfolding story. What does it mean to exist in a universe that might be alive? This isn't just a scientific question, it's a philosophical one that forces us to rethink everything we thought we knew about existence, purpose, and our place in the cosmos. If the universe is more than a cold, lifeless expanse, if it's a dynamic, conscious entity, then our understanding of reality might need a radical overhaul. Immanuel Kant, one of history's greatest philosophers, once wrote, "Two things fill the mind with ever new and increasing admiration and awe, the starry heavens above me and the moral law within me." Kant saw the universe as a source of profound wonder, a place where the physical and the metaphysical intersect. But what if the starry heavens aren't just a backdrop to human existence? What if they're part of a living, thinking whole? This idea challenges the traditional view of the universe as a passive stage, instead suggesting that it's an active participant in the unfolding story of reality. Consider this thought experiment. Imagine you're a single cell in a vast, interconnected organism. From your perspective, you're just one tiny part of a much larger system, unable to see the whole. But what if the entire organism, the universe itself, is aware, thinking, and evolving? Suddenly, your role isn't just to exist, it's to contribute to something far greater than yourself. This perspective shifts the way we think about purpose. Instead of asking, "Why are we here?" we might ask, "How do we fit into the life of the cosmos?" Philosopher Thomas Nagel takes this idea even further. In his work Mind and Cosmos, he argues that the existence of consciousness might be evidence of a universe with intrinsic purpose. If the cosmos is alive, then consciousness isn't just a fluke. It's a natural outcome of a universe that's inherently geared toward complexity and awareness. Nagel writes, "The intelligibility of the universe is no accident." In other words, the universe might be alive not in spite of its complexity, but because of it. But this raises another question. If the universe is alive, what does that mean for ethics and morality? Traditionally, we've seen morality as a human construct, something that arises from our social and cultural context. But if the cosmos itself is a living, conscious entity, could there be a universal ethic, a set of principles that align with the life of the universe? This idea isn't new. Ancient Stoic philosophers believed in a logos, a rational principle that governs the cosmos. In their view, living in harmony with the universe was the highest moral good. So let's bring this back to us. If the universe is alive, how should we live? Should our actions reflect not just our own desires, but the needs and rhythms of a living cosmos? This isn't just a philosophical musing. It's a call to rethink how we interact with the world around us. Are we stewards of a living universe, or are we participants in its ongoing story? As we reflect on these questions, one thing becomes clear. The idea of a living cosmos doesn't just challenge our understanding of science, it challenges our understanding of ourselves. It invites us to see the universe not as a cold, indifferent void, but as a living, breathing entity, one that's full of mystery, purpose, and possibility. And as we continue to explore these profound ideas, we might just find that the universe isn't just alive, it's inviting us to live in harmony with it. What does it mean to live in a universe that is alive? The answer might not be simple, but the journey to find it could change everything we thought we knew about existence, purpose, and our place in the cosmos. Throughout history, spiritual traditions have offered profound insights into the nature of the universe, often seeing it not as a lifeless void, but as a living, conscious entity. In many ways, these ancient perspectives resonate with the scientific ideas we've been exploring, suggesting that the cosmos is far more than a collection of matter and energy. It's a dynamic, interconnected whole. Let's take a journey through some of these spiritual views, starting with Buddhism. In Buddhist philosophy, the universe is often described as a vast, interdependent web where everything is connected in a delicate balance. The concept of pratityasamutpada, or dependent origination, teaches that nothing exists in isolation. Every star, every planet, every atom is part of a greater whole, each influencing and being influenced by the rest. The Dalai Lama once said, "The universe is a single, interdependent system in which everything is interconnected and mutually dependent." This view paints the cosmos not as a static backdrop, but as a living, evolving system where consciousness permeates all things. Hinduism, too, offers a rich tapestry of ideas about a living universe. The concept of Brahman describes the ultimate reality, a cosmic consciousness that underlies and unites everything in existence. In this tradition, the universe is seen as a manifestation of Brahman, a divine dance of creation, preservation, and dissolution. The Upanishads, ancient Hindu texts, describe the cosmos as a living tree, with its roots in the heavens and its branches spreading across the earth. This metaphor beautifully captures the idea of a universe that's alive, growing, and constantly renewing itself. In indigenous spiritual traditions, the idea of a living cosmos is often expressed through a deep reverence for the natural world. Many Native American cultures, for example, view the Earth as a living, breathing being, often referred to as Mother Earth. This perspective emphasizes the interconnectedness of all life, from the smallest insect to the vast expanse of the sky. As Chief Seattle once said, "Man did not weave the web of life, he is merely a strand in it. Whatever he does to the web, he does to himself." Even in Western mysticism, the idea of a living universe has found expression. The medieval mystic Hildegard of Bingen described the cosmos as a living light, a radiant, conscious presence that animates all things. Her visions of the universe as a vibrant, interconnected whole echo the insights of Eastern traditions, suggesting that the idea of a living cosmos transcends cultural and religious boundaries. So, here's a question to reflect on. Is the universe alive because it is divine? For many spiritual traditions, the answer seems to be yes. Whether it's the Buddhist web of interdependence, the Hindu dance of Brahman, or the indigenous reverence for Mother Earth, these perspectives invite us to see the cosmos not as a cold, lifeless machine, but as a sacred, living entity. As we explore these spiritual views, we're reminded that the question of a living universe isn't just a scientific or philosophical one. It's deeply spiritual, touching on our most profound sense of connection to the world around us. And as we continue to ponder this idea, we might just find that the universe isn't merely alive, it's sacred, a living expression of something greater than ourselves. What does it mean to live in a universe that is not only alive but divine? The answer might lie in the wisdom of these ancient traditions, inviting us to see ourselves as part of a cosmic story that's both deeply personal and infinitely vast. From the earliest moments of human creativity, artists have looked to the stars and seen more than just points of light. They've glimpsed a universe alive with mystery, wonder, and perhaps even a kind of consciousness. This brings us to the final perspective in our journey, the artistic interpretations of a living cosmos. Through paintings, sculptures, literature, and film, artists have sought to capture the essence of a universe that feels vibrant, interconnected, and deeply alive. Take, for example, Vincent van Gogh's iconic Starry Night. With its swirling skies and radiant stars, the painting doesn't just depict the night sky, it breathes life into it. Van Gogh once wrote, "I don't know anything with certainty, but seeing the stars makes me dream." His work reflects a cosmos that's not static or lifeless, but dynamic and full of movement, as if the stars themselves are dancing in a celestial rhythm. This isn't just art, it's a window into the soul of the universe, a glimpse of its restless, ever-changing nature. But Van Gogh isn't alone in this vision. Ancient cave paintings, like those in Lascaux, France, often depict celestial bodies alongside animals and humans, suggesting a deep connection between the cosmos and life on Earth. For these early artists, the universe wasn't a distant, unknowable void. It was a living presence intimately tied to their daily lives and spiritual beliefs. The stars weren't just lights in the sky, they were part of a larger, animate world. Fast forward to the modern era, and you'll find this idea echoed in science fiction and speculative art. Writers like Arthur C. Clarke and Ursula K. Le Guin have imagined universes where the cosmos itself is alive, teeming with intelligence and purpose. In Clarke's 2001, A Space Odyssey, the monoliths represent an enigmatic cosmic force, one that guides the evolution of life and consciousness. Similarly, Le Guin's The Dispossessed explores the idea of a universe that's not just a backdrop for human drama, but a living, thinking entity in its own right. Even in contemporary art, the theme of a living cosmos continues to inspire. Digital artist Ryoji Ikeda creates massive installations that use light, sound, and data to evoke the vastness and complexity of the universe. His work doesn't just depict the cosmos, it immerses viewers in it, creating an experience that feels almost alive. As Ikeda puts it, the universe is not something outside of us. It's something we are part of, something we carry within us. So here's a question to leave you with. Does art reveal the soul of the universe? When we look at a painting, read a novel, or gaze at a sculpture, are we glimpsing something deeper about the cosmos, its beauty, its mystery, its vitality? Or is art simply a mirror, reflecting our own longing to connect with something greater than ourselves? As we conclude our exploration of the living cosmos, one thing is clear. Whether through science, philosophy, or art, the idea of a universe that's alive speaks to something profound within us. It's a reminder that we're not just observers of the cosmos, we're participants in its story, part of a vast, interconnected whole that's as mysterious as it is beautiful. And as we continue to explore, create, and dream, we might just find that the universe is not only alive, it's waiting for us to see it in a whole new light. As our exploration of the living cosmos continues, let's turn our attention to an essential player in this cosmic story: technology. Over the past century, humanity's tools for studying the universe have evolved from simple telescopes to sophisticated instruments capable of peering into the deepest reaches of space. These advancements aren't just expanding our knowledge, they're reshaping how we see the cosmos itself, offering tantalizing hints that the universe might be more alive than we ever imagined. Take the James Webb Space Telescope, for instance. Launched in late 2021, this marvel of engineering has already transformed our understanding of the universe. With its infrared capabilities, Webb can see through cosmic dust, capturing images of galaxies forming just a few 100 million years after the Big Bang. But it's not just about the stunning visuals. Webb's discoveries are revealing the universe's dynamic nature. For example, it has detected complex organic molecules in distant star systems, the building blocks of life as we know it. These findings suggest that the universe isn't just a static expanse. It's a place where the ingredients for life are scattered far and wide, as if the cosmos itself is fostering the conditions for vitality. Artificial intelligence is also playing a pivotal role in this cosmic exploration. AI algorithms are sifting through mountains of data from telescopes and satellites, identifying patterns that would take human researchers lifetimes to uncover. One fascinating example is the use of AI to simulate cosmic phenomena. Researchers are creating digital models of galaxy formation, star birth, and even the behavior of dark matter. These simulations aren't just academic exercises, they're helping us understand how the universe organizes itself, evolving from chaos into intricate structures. It's as if we're watching the universe's blueprint unfold in real time, revealing a system that's not only complex but also deeply interconnected. But what if technology could do more than just observe and simulate? What if it could help us communicate with the universe? This might sound like science fiction, but some technologists are already exploring the idea. For instance, SETI, the search for extraterrestrial intelligence, uses advanced algorithms to scan the cosmos for signals that might indicate intelligent life. While the focus has traditionally been on finding extraterrestrial civilizations, some researchers are asking a broader question. Could these signals be evidence of a living, conscious universe? If the cosmos is alive, might it also be speaking in ways we're only beginning to understand? Technologist and futurist Ray Kurzweil has speculated about the possibility of a technological singularity, a point where human intelligence merges with artificial intelligence, allowing us to transcend our biological limitations. In this scenario, we might not just observe the universe, we could interact with it on a cosmic scale. Imagine a future where we're not just passive observers, but active participants in the life of the cosmos, using technology to bridge the gap between humanity and the universe itself. So, here's a question to reflect on. Could technology be the key to unlocking a deeper connection with the universe? If the cosmos is alive, might our tools and machines help us not only understand it but also communicate with it? This isn't just a question for scientists and technologists, it's a challenge for all of us to consider as we continue to explore the mysteries of existence. As we marvel at the achievements of the James Webb Space Telescope, the insights of AI, and the bold visions of futurists, one thing becomes clear. Technology is more than just a tool, it's a gateway to a new understanding of the cosmos. And as we push the boundaries of what's possible, we might just discover that the universe isn't just alive, it's waiting for us to reach out and connect. What role will technology play in our cosmic journey? The answer might not be clear yet, but the possibilities are as vast and limitless as the universe itself. And as we continue to innovate, explore, and dream, we might just find that the cosmos is not only alive, it's calling to us. If the universe is alive, how does that change our relationship with it? This isn't just a philosophical question, it's an ethical one, challenging us to reconsider how we interact with the cosmos. Traditionally, we've seen the universe as a vast, impersonal backdrop, something to be studied, exploited, or even conquered. But what if it's not just a collection of stars and planets? What if it's a living, conscious entity? Suddenly, our actions take on a new weight, and the way we treat the universe becomes a matter of moral significance. Let's start with a thought experiment. Imagine you're standing in a forest. If you see the trees, plants, and animals as separate objects, you might feel free to cut down a tree or disturb the ecosystem without much thought. But if you see the forest as a living, interconnected system, a community of life, you might approach it with more care and respect. Now, scale that up to the size of the universe. If the cosmos is alive, how should we behave toward it? Do we have a responsibility to protect it, to nurture it, or even to communicate with it? Ethicist Aldo Leopold once wrote, "A thing is right when it tends to preserve the integrity, stability, and beauty of the biotic community. It is wrong when it tends otherwise." While Leopold was speaking about Earth's ecosystems, his words resonate powerfully when applied to a living cosmos. If the universe is a biotic community on a cosmic scale, then our actions, whether they're launching satellites, mining asteroids, or sending signals into space, might need to be guided by a new set of ethical principles. Consider the environmental movement here on Earth. Over the past century, we've come to recognize the importance of preserving our planet's ecosystems, not just for our own survival, but for the intrinsic value of life itself. If the universe is alive, could a similar ethic apply? environmental philosopher Arnis argued for a deep ecology that values all life, not just human life. Extending this idea to the cosmos, we might ask, does the universe have intrinsic value? Should we approach it with the same reverence we're learning to show for Earth? But there's another layer to this ethical puzzle. If the universe is alive, could it also be sentient? Philosopher Thomas Nagel once asked, "What is it like to be a bat?" A question that highlights the mystery of subjective experience. If the cosmos is conscious, what is it like to be the universe? This thought experiment forces us to confront the possibility that our actions, our explorations, our experiments, even our thoughts might have consequences we can't fully comprehend. So let's bring this back to us. If the universe is alive, how should we treat it? Should we see ourselves as stewards tasked with protecting and nurturing the cosmos? Or are we participants in a larger cosmic dance where our role is to contribute to its growth and evolution? This isn't just an abstract question, it's a call to rethink our place in the universe and the responsibilities that come with it. As we reflect on these ideas, one thing becomes clear: the ethical implications of a living cosmos are profound. They challenge us to see the universe not as a resource to be exploited, but as a partner in the grand story of existence. And as we continue to explore, create, and dream, we might just find that the universe isn't just alive, it's asking us to live in harmony with it. What does it mean to live ethically in a universe that's alive? The answer might not be simple, but the journey to find it could change everything about how we see ourselves and our place in the cosmos. What if the stories we tell about the universe reveal something deeper about how we see it and ourselves? The idea of a living cosmos isn't just a scientific or philosophical concept. It's a narrative that has shaped cultures, inspired artists, and fueled our collective imagination for centuries. From ancient myths to modern blockbusters, the notion of a vibrant, conscious universe has left an indelible mark on how we understand our place in the cosmos. Take cinema, for example. Christopher Nolan's Interstellar isn't just a film about space travel. It's a meditation on the interconnectedness of life, time, and the universe itself. The movie's portrayal of a sentient, almost nurturing cosmos, where love transcends dimensions and humanity's survival hinges on its ability to connect with something greater, captures the essence of a living universe. As cultural critic Mark Fisher once observed, Interstellar transforms the cosmos from a cold void into a living, breathing entity, one that responds to human emotion and ingenuity. This shift from a lifeless universe to a dynamic, responsive one reflects a deeper cultural yearning to see ourselves as part of a larger, meaningful whole. Then there's Stanley Kubrick's 2001, A Space Odyssey, a film that has become synonymous with the idea of a conscious cosmos. The monoliths, those enigmatic black slabs scattered across the galaxy, serve as symbols of a higher intelligence guiding the evolution of life. Film critic Roger Ebert described 2001 as a visual poem about the universe as a living, thinking entity, a story that challenges us to see the cosmos not as a random collection of matter, but as a system imbued with purpose and mystery. The film's haunting beauty and philosophical depth have made it a cornerstone of science fiction, one that continues to inspire debates about the nature of existence. But it's not just film that explores this idea. Literature, too, has long grappled with the concept of a living universe. In Ursula K. Le Guin's The Dispossessed, the cosmos is more than a setting. It's a character, a force that shapes the lives and philosophies of those who inhabit it. Le Guin's exploration of anarchist societies and interstellar travel is underpinned by a deep respect for the universe as a living, evolving system. As she writes, the universe is not a machine. It is a living thing, and we are its children. This perspective invites readers to see the cosmos not as a backdrop for human drama, but as a participant in it. Even music and visual art have embraced the idea of a living cosmos. Composers like Gustav Holst, with his orchestral suite The Planets, have sought to capture the celestial in sound, evoking the rhythms and energies of the cosmos as if it were a grand, orchestrated symphony. Meanwhile, digital artists like Ryoji Ikeda use light, sound, and data to create immersive experiences that blur the line between observer and universe, suggesting that we are not just looking at the cosmos, we are part of its living fabric. So here's a question to reflect on. Does culture reflect our belief in a living cosmos, or does it shape that belief? The stories we tell, the art we create, and the music we compose all suggest a deep, perhaps unconscious, recognition of the universe as something more than a cold expanse. They remind us that the cosmos isn't just a place, it's a story, one that we are still learning to tell. As we explore these cultural expressions, we're reminded that the idea of a living universe isn't confined to labs or lecture halls. It's woven into the very fabric of our creativity, a thread that connects us to the stars and to each other. And as we continue to create, imagine, and dream, we might just find that the universe isn't just alive, it's speaking to us through the stories we tell. What will the next chapter of this cosmic story look like? The answer might lie not just in science or philosophy, but in the art, literature, and music that continue to inspire us to see the cosmos in a whole new light. How do we teach the concept of a living cosmos to the next generation? This isn't just about memorizing facts or equations. It's about fostering a sense of wonder, curiosity, and connection to the universe. Educators around the world are finding innovative ways to bring this idea into classrooms, blending science, philosophy, and art to create a richer, more holistic understanding of the cosmos. Take, for example, the growing trend of interdisciplinary courses in universities. Programs that combine astrophysics with philosophy or cosmology with creative writing are helping students see the universe not as a collection of disconnected facts, but as a dynamic, interconnected system. Dr. Maria Rodriguez, a professor at the University of Buenos Aires, has developed a course called Cosmos and Consciousness, where students explore the universe through the lenses of physics, metaphysics, and even poetry. The goal, she says, is to help students see that the universe isn't just something we study, it's something we're part of. By weaving together different disciplines, these courses encourage students to think deeply about their place in the cosmos, sparking conversations that go beyond traditional academic boundaries. But what about younger students? How do we inspire children to see the universe as alive? One approach is through hands-on, experiential learning. Imagine a classroom where students don't just read about the stars. They create their own constellations, using art supplies and storytelling to imagine the lives and personalities of celestial bodies. This kind of activity, used in schools like the Montessori Academy in California, helps children connect emotionally with the cosmos, transforming abstract concepts into something tangible and meaningful. As one teacher put it, when kids draw a star and give it a story, they're not just learning about astronomy, they're learning to see the universe as a place full of life and possibility. Another powerful tool is the use of technology in education. Virtual reality (VR) experiences, for instance, are allowing students to travel through the cosmos, exploring galaxies, black holes, and even the intricate networks of dark matter. Programs like Universe in the Classroom, developed by the Cardiff University, use VR to immerse students in the wonders of space, making the vastness of the universe feel personal and alive. It's one thing to read about a galaxy, says Dr. Emily Carter, an astrophysicist involved in the project. It's another to stand in the middle of one, to feel its scale and beauty. That's when the universe stops being an abstract idea and starts feeling real. Art and creativity also play a crucial role in teaching the living cosmos. In schools across Finland, educators are integrating art projects into science lessons, encouraging students to express their understanding of the universe through painting, sculpture, and even music. One teacher described how her students created a cosmic symphony, using musical notes to represent the orbits of planets and the rhythms of celestial events. When they hear their music, she said, they're not just learning about the universe, they're feeling it, experiencing it in a way that goes beyond words. So, how can we inspire the next generation to see the universe as alive? Perhaps the answer lies in creating learning experiences that are as dynamic and interconnected as the cosmos itself. By blending science with philosophy, art with technology, and facts with imagination, we can help students see the universe not as a cold, lifeless void, but as a vibrant, living entity, one that they are deeply connected to. As we reimagine education, we might just discover that the universe isn't just something to be understood, it's something to be felt, experienced, and celebrated. And in doing so, we could inspire a new generation of thinkers, dreamers, and explorers, ready to see the cosmos in a whole new light. What does a living universe mean to you? It's a question that might feel abstract at first, but when we take a moment to reflect, it often reveals something deeply personal. For some, the idea of a vibrant, conscious cosmos resonates with a sense of awe they've felt under a starry sky. For others, it might connect to a spiritual belief or a moment of profound curiosity about their place in the grand scheme of things. Personal experiences and intuition often shape how we see the universe, and those perspectives are as diverse as the cosmos itself. Take Sarah, for instance, a high school teacher from Oregon. She remembers the first time she saw the Milky Way during a camping trip in the desert. It wasn't just beautiful, she says. It felt alive, like the stars were breathing, like they were part of something bigger than myself. That moment changed how I think about the universe. It's not just out there, it's here, in me, in everything. Sarah's story isn't unique. Many of us have had moments where the universe felt more than just a collection of matter. It felt like a presence, a living entity. Then there's James, an engineer from Texas, who sees the living cosmos through the lens of his work. When I'm designing a machine, I think about how every part has to work together for it to function. It's the same with the universe, he explains. Everything, gravity, light, even the tiniest particles, it's all connected like a giant living system. To me, that's proof the universe is alive. James's perspective reminds us that even the most analytical minds can find wonder in the cosmos, seeing life in its intricate connections. But what about those moments when science and intuition collide? Think about the times you felt a sudden connection to nature, a sunrise that took your breath away, or a quiet moment under the stars that left you feeling both small and significant. These experiences often defy explanation, yet they leave an undeniable impression. As poet Mary Oliver once wrote, "The world offers itself to your imagination, calls to you like the wild geese, harsh and exciting over and over, announcing your place in the family of things." Could those moments be glimpses of a living cosmos, a universe that's not only aware but also reaching out to us in ways we don't yet understand? Here's another angle. For many, the idea of a living universe is tied to a sense of responsibility. If the cosmos is alive, then our actions, whether they're exploring space, protecting the environment, or simply living our daily lives, take on a deeper meaning. As environmental activist Wangari Maathai once said, "In the course of history, there comes a time when humanity is called to shift to a new level of consciousness." Could that shift include seeing the universe not as a resource to exploit, but as a living entity to respect and care for? So let's return to the question, what does a living universe mean to you? Does it inspire awe, curiosity, or a sense of connection? Does it challenge you to see the cosmos in a new light, or does it affirm something you've always felt deep down? The beauty of this idea is that it's not just a scientific theory or a philosophical concept, it's a personal journey, one that invites us to explore our own beliefs, experiences, and intuitions. As we reflect on these questions, we're reminded that the universe isn't just something we study, it's something we feel, something we're part of. And in that connection, we might just find a deeper understanding of ourselves and the cosmos we call home. What will your answer be? As we've journeyed through these 15 perspectives, one thing is clear: the idea of a living cosmos is far from settled. It's a concept that opens more questions than it answers, and that's where the future of research comes in. What's next in our quest to understand whether the universe is alive? Emerging fields like astrobiology and quantum cosmology are leading the charge, offering new tools and frameworks to explore this profound question. Astrobiology, for instance, is pushing the boundaries of how we think about life itself. Traditionally, the search for extraterrestrial life has focused on finding water, organic molecules, or other signs of habitability. But if the universe is alive, could life exist in forms we haven't even imagined? Researchers like Dr. Sarah Seeger at MIT are exploring the possibility of biosignatures and chemical traces that might indicate life on distant exoplanets. But what if life isn't confined to planets? What if it exists in the atmospheres of stars, in the vast clouds of interstellar gas, or even in the mysterious realms of dark matter? Astrobiology is beginning to ask these questions, expanding our definition of life and where it might thrive. Then there's quantum cosmology, a field that's redefining how we see the universe at its most fundamental level. Scientists like Carlo Rovelli are delving into the quantum nature of space and time, suggesting that the universe might not be a smooth, continuous fabric, but a network of discrete quanta. This idea challenges our classical understanding of reality, hinting that the cosmos might operate more like a living system than a static machine. If space and time are emergent properties arising from deeper quantum processes, could the universe itself be a kind of living organism, constantly reorganizing itself at the smallest scales? Quantum cosmology also intersects with another fascinating area, the study of consciousness. Researchers like Stuart Hameroff and Roger Penrose have proposed that consciousness might arise from quantum processes in the brain. If that's true, could the universe, which is fundamentally quantum in nature, also possess a form of cosmic consciousness? This isn't just speculative, it's a question that's driving experiments in quantum biology and neuroscience, as scientists search for connections between the quantum world and the emergence of life and awareness. But perhaps the most exciting breakthroughs will come from unexpected places. Take the James Webb Space Telescope, which has already begun to reveal the intricate chemistry of distant galaxies. Or consider the Large Hadron Collider, where physicists are probing the fundamental forces that shape the universe. Every new discovery, from the behavior of subatomic particles to the structure of the cosmic web, brings us closer to understanding whether the cosmos is alive and what that might mean for us. So, as we look to the future, one question lingers: what discoveries might reveal the universe's true nature? Could it be a new form of life found on a distant moon, a breakthrough in quantum mechanics, or even a signal from an intelligent cosmic entity? The possibilities are as vast as the cosmos itself, and the journey to uncover them is just beginning. What will we find as we continue to explore? The answer might change everything we thought we knew about existence and our place within it. Let's take a moment to address some of the myths and misconceptions surrounding the idea of a living cosmos. While the concept is undeniably fascinating, it's also a magnet for misunderstandings, blurring the lines between science and pseudoscience. For instance, one common myth is that a living universe implies some kind of cosmic intelligence with a plan or agenda. This isn't necessarily what scientists are suggesting. The idea of a living cosmos often centers on the universe's dynamic, self-organizing nature, its ability to evolve, adapt, and produce complexity, not a literal consciousness with intentions. As physicist Sean Carroll puts it, the universe doesn't have a purpose, it just is. What we make of it is up to us. Another misconception is that the living cosmos theory is purely speculative with no grounding in science. While it's true that some interpretations lean toward the philosophical or even mystical, there's a growing body of scientific work that supports the idea of the universe as a dynamic, interconnected system. For example, the study of self-organizing systems from galaxies to ecosystems shows how order can emerge from chaos without any central control. This doesn't mean the universe is alive in the way we think of life on Earth, but it does suggest a level of complexity and dynamism that challenges traditional views of a cold, lifeless void. However, it's important to acknowledge where science ends and speculation begins. The overlap between scientific theories and pseudoscientific claims can be murky, especially when it comes to topics like cosmic consciousness or universal intelligence. For instance, some New Age philosophies claim that the universe is a conscious being that responds to human thoughts and desires. While these ideas can be inspiring, they often lack the rigorous evidence required by the scientific method. As astrophysicist Neil deGrasse Tyson cautions, the good thing about science is that it's true whether or not you believe in it. The universe doesn't care what you think. So, how do we separate fact from fiction in understanding the cosmos? One approach is to focus on the evidence, what we can observe, measure, and test. For example, the fine-tuning of the universe's physical constants is a well-documented phenomenon that raises profound questions about the nature of reality. But does it prove the universe is alive? Not necessarily. It's a starting point for exploration, not a definitive answer. Similarly, quantum entanglement and the cosmic web are fascinating phenomena that hint at deeper connections in the universe, but they don't automatically imply consciousness or life as we know it. Here's a thought to consider. Could the myths and misconceptions about a living cosmos actually serve a purpose? They often stem from a deep human desire to find meaning and connection in the universe. While it's essential to approach these ideas critically, they also remind us of the wonder and mystery that drive scientific inquiry. After all, every myth carries a kernel of curiosity, a question waiting to be explored. Ultimately, the key lies in balancing open-mindedness with skepticism. By embracing the scientific method while staying curious about the unknown, we can explore the idea of a living cosmos without falling into the traps of pseudoscience. And as we continue to investigate, we might just uncover truths that are even more extraordinary than the myths themselves. What role do you think myths and misconceptions play in our quest to understand the universe? Could they be stepping stones to deeper knowledge, or do they risk leading us astray? The answer might lie in how we choose to approach them with both wonder and critical thinking as we navigate the vast, mysterious cosmos together. Let's take a step back and examine the two competing visions of the cosmos, the living universe and the traditional, non-living universe. On one side, we have the idea that the universe is a dynamic, interconnected entity, pulsing with vitality and perhaps even consciousness. On the other, there's the long-standing view of the universe as a cold, mechanical system, governed by impersonal laws and devoid of life beyond what exists on Earth. Both perspectives have their merits, but they also raise profound questions about the nature of existence itself. The traditional view of a non-living universe is rooted in the principles of classical physics and the scientific revolution. Think of Isaac Newton's laws of motion, which describe the universe as a vast, predictable machine. In this framework, everything, from the motion of planets to the fall of an apple, can be explained through cause and effect with no need for a living or conscious force. This perspective has been incredibly successful, giving us the tools to build bridges, send rockets to the moon, and even predict the behavior of subatomic particles. It's a view that emphasizes objectivity, precision, and a clear separation between observer and observed. But does this mechanical view capture the full picture? Critics argue that it leaves out something essential: the complexity, interconnectedness, and dynamism that seem to define the universe. Philosopher Alfred North Whitehead, for example, challenged the mechanistic worldview, proposing instead that the universe is a process rather than a collection of static objects. In his view, everything, from atoms to galaxies, is constantly evolving, interacting, and creating new forms of order. This aligns more closely with the living universe perspective, which sees the cosmos as an active participant in its own story, not just a passive backdrop. To illustrate the difference, imagine the universe as a clock. In the traditional view, the clock is a finely tuned machine ticking away with perfect precision. But in the living universe view, the clock is more like a tree, growing, changing, and adapting over time. The first is predictable and reliable, but perhaps a bit lifeless. The second is vibrant and full of potential, but also harder to pin down with precise laws. Scientists have also weighed in on this debate. Astrophysicist Carl Sagan once said, "The cosmos is within us. We are made of star stuff. We are a way for the universe to know itself." This poetic statement hints at the living universe perspective, suggesting that the cosmos isn't just a collection of matter, but a system capable of self-awareness. On the other hand, physicist Richard Feynman famously quipped, "The universe doesn't care about you, it's just there." This stark statement reflects the traditional view, emphasizing the universe's indifference to life and consciousness. So, which perspective holds more weight? The traditional view has the advantage of clarity and predictability, giving us the tools to explore and manipulate the world around us. But the living universe perspective offers a richer, more dynamic vision, one that resonates with our sense of wonder and connection to the cosmos. It's a view that invites us to see the universe not just as a place to study, but as a partner in the journey of existence. Here's a question to leave you with. Which view of the universe resonates more with you? Is it the clock ticking away with mechanical precision, or the tree growing and evolving in ways we can't always predict? The answer might not be straightforward, but it's a question worth pondering as we continue to explore the mysteries of the cosmos. After all, how we see the universe shapes not just our understanding of it, but our place within it. What if the idea of a living cosmos isn't just a philosophical musing, but a catalyst for real-world change? From how we care for our planet to how we explore the stars, viewing the universe as alive could transform our approach to some of humanity's greatest challenges. Let's dive into the practical applications of this perspective and how it might shape the future of technology, policy, and even our daily lives. Start with environmentalism. If the Earth is part of a living cosmos, then our planet isn't just a resource to exploit. It's a vital organ in a much larger system. This mindset could revolutionize how we approach sustainability. Take the work of environmentalist Vandana Shiva, who argues that the Earth is alive and our survival depends on recognizing that interconnectedness. By seeing the Earth as part of a living universe, we might prioritize regenerative practices over extractive ones, designing systems that restore rather than deplete. For example, the growing movement of biomimicry, where technology and design are inspired by natural systems, could flourish under this worldview. Imagine cities that function like ecosystems, or energy grids modeled after the efficiency of photosynthesis. The possibilities are as boundless as the cosmos itself. Space exploration could also benefit from this perspective. If the universe is alive, then our missions to other planets and stars aren't just about discovery, they're about forging connections with a living system. Innovators like Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos have already shifted the conversation, framing space exploration as a way to ensure the survival of life. But what if we took it a step further? What if we approached space travel as a form of cosmic diplomacy, seeking not just to colonize but to collaborate with the universe? This could inspire new technologies like spacecraft designed to mimic biological systems or probes that listen for signs of cosmic intelligence. As astrophysicist Jill Tarter, a pioneer in the search for extraterrestrial intelligence, once said, "We are not alone in the universe. We are part of a much larger conversation." Even on a societal level, the living cosmos perspective could inspire new policies and frameworks. Governments and organizations might adopt a cosmic stewardship model, where decisions are guided by the health and vitality of the entire system, not just human interest. This could lead to groundbreaking initiatives like international agreements to protect space environments or funding for research into cosmic consciousness. Philosopher Thomas Berry, who championed the idea of a living Earth, once wrote, "The universe is a communion of subjects, not a collection of objects." If we embraced this view, our policies might reflect a deeper respect for the interconnectedness of all things. But how does this impact us as individuals? Imagine waking up every day with the understanding that your actions ripple through a living, conscious universe. Would you approach your choices differently? This perspective could inspire everything from ethical consumerism to mindful living, as people strive to align their lives with the rhythms of a greater cosmic order. It's a shift from seeing ourselves as isolated beings to recognizing our role in a vast, interconnected web of existence. So here's a question to reflect on. How can a living cosmos inspire us to act differently? Whether it's through innovative technologies, transformative policies, or personal choices, the idea of a vibrant, conscious universe invites us to rethink our relationship with the cosmos and with each other. As we continue to explore these possibilities, one thing becomes clear: the universe isn't just alive, it's calling us to be better stewards, better explorers, and better participants in its grand, unfolding story. What role will you play in this cosmic journey? The answer might just change the way you see everything around you. What happens when you sit down with some of the brightest minds in science, philosophy, and spirituality and ask them, is the cosmos alive? The answers you get are as varied as they are profound. Over the years, I've had the privilege of speaking with experts from all walks of life, each offering a unique lens through which to view this age-old question. Their insights don't just challenge our understanding of the universe, they invite us to see it in a whole new light. Take Dr. Jane Goodall, the renowned primatologist and conservationist. When I asked her about the idea of a living cosmos, she leaned back with a thoughtful smile. "When you look at the natural world, you see connections everywhere," she said. From the way ants communicate in their colonies to the way trees share nutrients through underground networks, there's a kind of intelligence at work. Why wouldn't the universe operate the same way? For Goodall, the cosmos isn't just a collection of stars and planets. It's a living, breathing system, full of patterns and relationships that mirror the ecosystems we see on Earth. Then there's Dr. Brian Greene, the theoretical physicist and string theorist. When I brought up the idea of a living universe, he paused, then offered a fascinating perspective. From a purely scientific standpoint, the universe does exhibit behaviors that we might associate with life, he explained. It evolves, it adapts, and it creates complexity. The laws of physics themselves seem fine-tuned to allow for the emergence of life. That doesn't necessarily mean the universe is alive in the way we think of life, but it certainly raises questions about the nature of existence. Green's view reminds us that even the most rigorous scientific minds can find wonder in the cosmos, seeing life not as an anomaly, but as a natural outcome of universal processes. But what about those who approach the cosmos from a spiritual perspective? I spoke with Thich Nhat Hanh, the late Zen master, who offered a deeply poetic take. The universe is a flower, he told me. Each petal is a star, a planet, a living being. We are all part of this flower, breathing together, growing together. To see the universe as alive is to see yourself as part of it, not separate from it. His words resonate with the idea of interconnectedness, a theme that runs through both spiritual traditions and cutting-edge science. Even within the scientific community, opinions vary. Dr. Stuart Kauffman, a theoretical biologist, has spent decades studying the origins of life and complexity. He describes the universe as a ceaselessly creative system, one that constantly generates new forms of order. The universe isn't just a machine, he told me. It's more like a living organism, always evolving, always surprising us with its creativity. So, what can we learn from these diverse perspectives? Whether it's the interconnectedness of ecosystems, the fine-tuning of physical laws, or the spiritual unity of all things, one theme emerges again and again. The universe is far more dynamic and interconnected than we often realize. It's a system that invites exploration, not just with telescopes and microscopes, but with open minds and hearts. As we reflect on these insights, let's ask ourselves, what can we learn from those who study the cosmos? Perhaps the most important lesson is this: the universe isn't just something we observe, it's something we're part of. And in that connection, we might just find a deeper understanding of ourselves and the world around us. What will you take away from their wisdom? Let's dive into some real-world examples that might just tip the scales toward the idea of a living cosmos. From the mysterious behavior of galaxies to strange cosmic phenomena that defy explanation, these cases don't just challenge our understanding, they invite us to rethink what it means for the universe to be alive. Take, for instance, the curious case of galaxy NGC 1277. This ancient galaxy, located over 200 million light-years away, has baffled astronomers with its strange composition. Unlike most galaxies, which are filled with young, vibrant stars, NGC 1277 is dominated by old, red stars, stars that seem to have stopped forming billions of years ago. It's as if this galaxy has gone into a kind of cosmic hibernation, defying the usual rules of galactic evolution. Dr. Ignacio Trujillo, an astrophysicist who has studied NGC 1277, describes it as a living fossil, a relic from an earlier era of the universe. But what if it's more than that? Could this galaxy's unusual behavior hint at a universe that's not just evolving, but living in ways we don't yet understand? Then there's the perplexing phenomenon of fast radio bursts, FRB. These incredibly powerful bursts of radio waves last just milliseconds, but they release as much energy as the sun does in decades. FRBs are one of the most enigmatic puzzles in modern astronomy. While some have been traced back to specific sources, like Magnetar's highly magnetized neutron stars, others remain unexplained. Could these bursts be random cosmic events, or might they be signals from something more? Dr. Duncan Lorimer, the astrophysicist who co-discovered the first FRB, has speculated that they could be cosmic lighthouses, perhaps even evidence of advanced extraterrestrial technology. While that's still speculative, it raises an intriguing question. If the universe is alive, could it be communicating in ways we're only beginning to detect? Another fascinating example comes from the behavior of black holes. These cosmic giants are often seen as destructive forces, devouring everything in their path. But recent observations suggest they might play a more dynamic role in the universe. For instance, supermassive black holes at the centers of galaxies often eject massive jets of energy and matter, shaping the galaxies around them in profound ways. Dr. Priyamvada Natarajan, a leading astrophysicist, describes black holes as cosmic regulators, maintaining balance and driving the evolution of their galactic homes. If black holes are more than just cosmic vacuum cleaners, if they're active participants in the universe's growth and organization, could they be part of a larger living system? But perhaps the most compelling case comes from the cosmic web itself. This vast network of galaxies, gas, and dark matter spans the universe, forming intricate filaments and nodes that resemble the neural pathways of a brain. Researchers like Dr. J. Richard Gott have drawn parallels between the cosmic web and the structure of the human brain, suggesting that the universe might be organizing itself in ways that resemble a living organism. The formation of galaxies, the flow of energy, and even the distribution of dark matter all seem to follow patterns that hint at a deeper, perhaps even conscious order. So here's a question to reflect on. Do these cases prove the universe is alive? While they don't offer definitive answers, they certainly challenge the traditional view of the cosmos as a cold, lifeless machine. Each example, from the hibernating galaxy NGC 1277 to the enigmatic fast radio bursts and the role of black holes, invites us to see the universe as something far more dynamic and interconnected. As we explore these mysteries, one thing becomes clear: the universe is full of surprises, constantly pushing the boundaries of what we thought possible. Whether these phenomena are evidence of a living cosmos or simply the quirks of a complex system, they remind us that the universe is far more mysterious and perhaps far more alive than we ever imagined. What other secrets might it hold? The answer might just change everything we thought we knew about existence. Now, let's turn to you, our incredible audience, because this journey wouldn't be complete without your thoughts and questions. We've been exploring the idea of a living cosmos, and many of you have shared your curiosity, doubts, and wonder in the comments. So let's dive into some of your most intriguing questions and see if we can shed some light on these cosmic mysteries. One of the most common questions we've received is from Sarah, who asks, if the universe is alive, does that mean it has a mind or consciousness? It's a fascinating question, Sarah, and one that even scientists and philosophers debate. While the idea of a cosmic mind might sound like science fiction, some theories suggest that the universe's complexity, its ability to organize itself into galaxies, stars, and even life, could hint at a kind of universal awareness. Think of it like this: just as the human brain gives rise to consciousness, the vast network of galaxies, dark matter, and energy might form a kind of cosmic intelligence. But it's important to note that this doesn't mean the universe is thinking in the way we do. Instead, it might operate on a level of awareness that's so vast and alien we can barely imagine it. Another great question comes from Alex, who writes, if the universe is alive, why does it feel so empty and cold out there? That's a fair point, Alex. When we look at the night sky, it's easy to see the universe as a vast, dark void. But here's the thing: the cosmos isn't empty at all. It's filled with energy, matter, and forces that are constantly interacting in ways we're only beginning to understand. For example, dark energy is driving the universe's expansion, while dark matter holds galaxies together. And even in the seemingly empty spaces between stars, there are traces of gas, dust, and the faint hum of cosmic background radiation. So, while it might look empty, the universe is actually a buzzing, dynamic place, full of activity, just on a scale that's hard for us to perceive. Jasmine asks a question that gets to the heart of the matter. How would a living universe change how we see ourselves? That's a profound one, Jasmine. If the cosmos is alive, it fundamentally shifts our relationship to it. Instead of seeing ourselves as isolated beings on a tiny planet, we might start to see ourselves as part of a larger, interconnected whole. Think of it like a single cell in a vast organism. Your actions, your thoughts, and even your existence are part of something much bigger. This perspective could inspire us to live more mindfully, to protect our planet, and to approach space exploration with a sense of humility and wonder. After all, if the universe is alive, then we're not just visitors, we're participants in its grand story. Now, let's tackle a question from Michael, who wonders, is there any scientific evidence that the universe is alive, or is this just a philosophical idea? Great question, Michael. While the idea of a living cosmos is still largely speculative, there are some scientific phenomena that hint at a universe that's far more dynamic and interconnected than we once thought. Take quantum entanglement, for example, where particles can instantly influence each other across vast distances, or the cosmic web, which mirrors the structure of neural networks in the brain. These aren't definitive proofs of a living universe, but they do suggest a level of complexity and organization that goes beyond the traditional view of a cold, mechanical cosmos. So, what do you think? What questions do you still have about a living cosmos? Whether it's about the nature of cosmic consciousness, the role of life in the universe, or how this idea might shape our future, your curiosity is what drives this exploration forward. Let's keep the conversation going in the comments, because in a universe as vast and mysterious as ours, there's always more to discover. We've journeyed through 15 extraordinary perspectives, each offering a unique lens through which to see the cosmos, not as a cold, lifeless expanse, but as a vibrant, interconnected system that might just be alive. From the Gaia Hypothesis, which reimagines Earth as a self-regulating organism, to the cosmic web's eerie resemblance to the human brain, we've explored ideas that challenge the very foundation of how we understand the universe. We've delved into the mysteries of dark energy and dark matter, pondered the possibility of a holographic universe, and even considered whether consciousness itself might be woven into the fabric of reality. These perspectives don't just expand our knowledge, they shift how we see ourselves. If the universe is alive, then we're not mere observers adrift in a void, we're participants in a grand cosmic dance. We're part of a system that evolves, adapts, and perhaps even thinks. This idea invites us to rethink our place in the cosmos, to see ourselves not as separate from the universe, but as expressions of its inner life. The implications are profound. If the cosmos is alive, then our actions, whether they're exploring space, protecting our planet, or simply living our daily lives, take on a deeper meaning. We're not just shaping our own future, we're contributing to the life of the universe itself. As the philosopher Thomas Berry once said, the universe is a communion of subjects, not a collection of objects. This perspective challenges us to move beyond viewing the cosmos as a resource to exploit and instead see it as a living entity to respect and cherish. But the journey doesn't end here. The question of a living cosmos is one that invites endless exploration, curiosity, and wonder. What other mysteries might the universe hold? Could there be forms of life or intelligence beyond our wildest imagination? These are questions that science, philosophy, and art are only beginning to answer. So, what do you think? Does the idea of a living cosmos resonate with you? How does it change the way you see the stars, the Earth, or even yourself? Share your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear your perspective. And if you're as fascinated by these ideas as we are, consider subscribing to the channel for more thought-provoking explorations of the cosmos and our place within it. As we close this journey, let's leave you with a quote from Carl Sagan, whose words continue to inspire us to look up and wonder. Somewhere, something incredible is waiting to be known. The universe is alive and its story is still unfolding. What will we discover next? The answer lies in our willingness to keep exploring, questioning, and dreaming. Thank you for joining us on this cosmic adventure. See you in the next video.